Hello and welcome back to Emily Cat 176. It's Wednesday and we're in a new month, 1st of June. The year's half gone before in a blink of an eye. But being Wednesday, I'm talking about music. And as you can see by the title of this video, I've actually asked you a question today. So at the moment, I run a class about opera and classical and chamber music. It's going well. I love listening to all the music to get the classes together and whatever. But there is a possibility that I'll be doing a jazz class as well. Now, I love the jazz of the 1920s. Big Speederbecks and all those bands, love it. And I also think the album by Miles Davis, Kind of Blue, that's a classic. It's a brilliant album, but like that came out in 1959. So I can play Big Speederbecks and all that jazz. I can actually play Miles Davis. But looking into this like I am, I realised I really don't know much about current jazz musicians. It was last year or the year before, there was an American trumpeter that came out. He was a jazz trumpeter. I can't think of his name. No, I can't. He was a really smartly dressed man. I saw a video of him because he was interviewed while he was out in the country. But I can't think of his name. So this is why I'm asking. Because I don't want to just be playing old jazz. There's nothing wrong with it, of course, nothing wrong with it. But I need some current names. So, this is what I'm asking you today. If you are a jazz lover, please let me know who's current in the jazz scene. What are the really big names of jazz these days? Because this is still a popular form of music. You can tell it because there's so many jazz clubs, and especially with the incidental things I was talking about on Monday, you find these little jazz things around the place. But there has to be current jazz musicians out there, and this is what I want to include in the classes. So I need some names. If you're a jazz lover, you know this, you know the people, so please tell me so I can have a mixture of like the 1920s jazz to current jazz. I do know one name, but I think they've disbanded now because for quite a few years, I used to go up to the Wangaratta Jazz Festival. And for anyone who doesn't know, Wangaratta is a regional city here in Victoria. And over the Melbourne Cup weekend, they run the Wangaratta Jazz and Blues Festival. It's stopped for a few years, but it's on again. So if you like that sort of stuff, can I recommend you go and see it? Because we saw some really good acts there. But the best act I saw was EST. Esbjørn Svensson Trio. They actually, we the crowd wouldn't let them stop. They were so good. It was the best thing I'd ever heard up there. And I still think that because I think that was in the first or second year I went up. And I saw lots of other acts and they were all very good, but that was the best one. And it was with great sadness that I read a few years later that Esbjørn Svensson had died at 42 because of a scuba diving accident. It was very sad. He had a young family. Sad, very sad. So that's the only one I can think of. As I said, I really like Miles Davis music, but again, that was in like 50s, 60s. I need some current names. So that's why I'm opening up to you. Can you please tell me some current jazz musicians? Okay, so that's it for Wednesday. Hopefully I get lots of names so I can look them up. That's half the fun of these classes, is listening to all this wonderful music and working out what's going to go in and what's not. So, yeah, that's it. I need some help, and I'm hoping you can help me. Lots of names, please. Okay, I'll be back on Friday. Bye.